39-7. So I think a lot of people are thinking it's probably going to be kind of the same story, but you never know. It's awfully hot out tonight. That could throw some kinks into things. Saw a lot of cramping in last week's game, and it wasn't nearly as hot as this. So let's hope everyone's hydrated, ready to roll. Are you hydrated, Walt? Because it's hot out here.
I'm not as I should be, but I won't be running anywhere out there. We're going to find out if these young men have been hydrating starting Monday or starting a few hours ago. We're going to find out real soon. We'll take our first break in our pregame show. Come back and get you set for action. On the other side of the break, we'll have an interview with Northview head coach Mark Race. You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
A+ Printing is your best place for uniforms, programs, t-shirts, and hats, plus screen printing, business printing, and documents. Get all your promotional items, including koozies and coffee mugs. Just give Kevin a call. A+ Printing does it all.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA. We are the heart and soul in sports.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
This week's Game of the Week on the Indiana Sports Network is Greencastle at Northview, Western Indiana Conference game. And, Coach, you're coming in 1-0. You got a good jump on things. You looked good last week. For people who didn't get to see it or wanting to know what to expect, tell us about your team.
Well, we have a lot of experience coming back on our team, especially at our skill positions. Our quarterback, Kyle Kati, returns. Running back, Tyler Lee, is back. Receivers, Avery Perry, Luke Marlowe, Jay Steekins. So we got a lot of offensive skill guys back. Where we were inexperienced is up front, our linemen. We had really 5 of the 6, if you count our tight end, 5 of the 6 were first-time starters last week, but they played very well, and that's something that we were pretty happy about. So hopefully we can build on that and do that, get even better this week.
They didn't look like first-time starters last week. They made some really big holes.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Some moving parts throughout the summer. We kind of solidified once we started official practice here at the end of July, kind of solidified a first group there. And so they've gotten used to playing together. And, we're not as athletic maybe, not as experienced as we were last year, but we definitely have more size. And they're very good players. We kind of expect them to play well.
Now I'm going to come at you out of left field. Every year you got talent to come next man up. Does the local Little League football program help in that regard?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a very good relationship with the Clay Youth Football League. I'm on the board out there. Both my sons have played in that league. You look at a lot of the best players that have come through here year after year after year, they've come up in that league. You go back before me, but some of the guys that come off the top of my head are like Tucker Stewart, Ben Gurton, Liam Jones, Trey Shaw. Right now you've got they can call like Corbin Allen, Keegan Garrison, Tyler Lee, Luke Marlowe. You go on and on. A lot of the Braxton Sampson, and there's a lot of guys I didn't name, but a lot of those key players that we've had come up through that league, and like I said, we get along really well. We try to help them out, they try to help us out. And we kind of go hand in hand. This is the 40th year of Northview football, and I believe it's the 40th year of the CYFL. So, I can't say enough about how much those guys do out there to help our football program here at Northview.
What are you expecting from the Greencastle Tiger Cubs?
They're a good team. They had a coaching change this year. Their new coach, Dave Stevens, comes over from Owen Valley. He was the offensive coordinator there. He brought with them a few coaches from Owen Valley, so they've kind of taken the whole program from OV, offense, defense, special teams, kind of everything, off the field stuff, and they've implemented it at Greencastle. And obviously it was very successful over at OV the last couple of years. Greencastle has some good players that he inherited. He brings his son over to play quarterback, and they look very good. They played Danville. Danville's traditionally good year in, year out. They played them very tough. They were up on them 14-0 at half. They ended up losing 21-14, but it was a tough game, back and forth all the way. So we're going to have to play our A game to be able to come out with a win.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Big thank you to our sponsors. I want to make sure and thank them: A+ Printing, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Honey Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. York has locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield, a total of 5 to serve you. And big thanks to Coach Race giving us some information about this team. And one thing that he mentioned Greencastle, and of course Greencastle coming in the season so far 0-1, but that loss to Danville, and I was looking at that, and I totally agree with Coach. That was a tough loss, a loss. When you're looking at Danville, they've been awfully good in recent memory, and that was to hang right there with them, to be up 14-0 against Danville. I believe that was at Greencastle, but still, talk about quality losses where you might learn something about yourself. Week 1, that's not a loss that you really scoff at.
No, and, with the new coaching staff and, they got a new quarterback, as he mentioned, it was a coach's kid. Cole Stevens is the quarterback, had a pretty good game. Completion percentage around 70%. He's a pretty mobile guy, so, I think they're expecting a lot of him, but there's a lot of new stuff going on in Greencastle. Yeah. They're still trying to kind of get their grips as to the kind of team they want to be, and I think they look to take a big step forward tonight, as the Knights are going to provide a big opportunity for them. Yeah. They could raise some eyebrows with a good performance here this evening.
And both of these teams looking, it's early in the season, of course. Both teams just one game under their belts, and you do put some things on tape. Coaches are able to say, here, son, I've been trying to tell you this, and here's the proof. But also you have some players able to kind of work their way up the depth chart and to get some more playing time. So this is a key game for the coaches to see what the players do, and also the players to kind of make a name for themselves, try to get on the field a little more. Yeah,
absolutely. Every game's a battle for playing time. You look at these rosters, and there's a lot of players on both sides of the ball. Right. So they're all fighting for that playing time, and it's every chance you get to step on the field, you want to obviously give 100%, but you really want to kind of make a name for yourself, and pretty soon you're going to be a household name if you're not careful. So.
And household name is one thing that we can say about this Northview marching band. We're going to step aside as they play the national anthem. We'll be right back for the start of the game after this on the Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, the preliminaries for the most of the part have been taken care of, and the Northview Marching Knights, I thought, did obviously a bang-up job as they always do to the national anthem, and they come out there not in full uniform, but they're not wearing shorts tonight. This is a business attire for the Knights, as these young folks got on all black, and they're wearing their pants. They're not wearing shorts tonight.
No, I remember I went to Northview. I was in the band. And those first couple games of the year, they're pretty rough.
Yes.
And if the band director at the time was Bob Medworth, and if he was feeling nice, you wouldn't go full uniform.
Right.
But every once in a while, they'd stick you out there in an 85, 90-degree night and see what you were made of. So got to hand it to them, though. They always a lot of class with them, and multi-time state champion, always fun to watch. So.
And you see in the coin toss, you'll see who's going to have this ball captains out there for both of these teams. Jackson Lewis out there, also with Brendy Brenham. Jake Miller is out there, and also Owen Huff, the 4 for the Greencastle. I know for Northview, you're looking at Luke Marlowe. Of course, then I've got some others that I'm shaded by some players. But you look at the helmet for Greencastle, kind of a Cincinnati Bengals-ish type helmet. The pattern, obviously different colors, but the pattern, I love that. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Walt, I would like to take a quick opportunity to wish my little girl a happy birthday tomorrow. It's her 8th birthday, so Ava, she's probably not watching, but I'll wish her one anyway. I love you, babe, and can't wait to see you tomorrow.
That's awesome. Happy birthday to young Ava, and 8 years old, man.
Growing up too fast.
I hear you. I know about that. And so the Northview Knights will receive the opening kickoff from the Greencastle Tiger Cubs, and the players will get set. We're getting ready to get this thing underway. Indiana Sports Network is week 2 here in the 2023 Indiana High School football schedule. Glad to bring you all of the action here from our season schedule, and we'll have some excellent games. Last week, of course, saw Northview beating North, and here tonight, Northview looks to go 2-0, while Greencastle looks to get on the left side of the ledger and get their first win of the season.
Fairly promising schedule coming up for Greencastle after tonight. They host West Vigo next week, then out South Putnam, and then another tough one against Sullivan. So doesn't seem like anybody has an easy schedule when we go through these things.
Absolutely not.
Sorry, Walt.
Nope.
No, we'll have to see if Northview can get out to the hot start they did last week, just mauling Terre Haute North in the first quarter, up 21-0 after the first, and 35-0 at halftime.
Ian Williamson, 6'4" junior, doing the kicking duties for Greencastle. Poots this thing deep all the way back to the end zone, and Northview will have a touchback by rule. As not a whole lot that we see guys able to kick it into the end zone on our schedule.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good leg over there.
He sure does. So the Knights will come out first and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Of course, one of the things each and every team that plays Northview, you're trying to make Kyle Cottee put the ball in the air.
Absolutely.
If you're going to have a chance of beating this guy, that's where it's going to happen. So last week, I think we only saw him throw 3 passes, completed 1 of them, but there was no need to. I mean, they were running all over Terre Haute North, and probably looking for more of the same here today.
And the Knights will usually spread the field a little bit. You'll have a shotgun formation the majority of the night, if not all night long. And multiple receivers in the route to the left and to the right. Cottee slaps his hands and takes one up the middle for a short gain. You mentioned Tyler Lee, one of the stars of this Northview program, did a great job against the 5A opponent last week.
Yeah, last week, Lee 188 yards, Kati 111. And they've got a third back there, Demarius McLawyer, who he is a shifty, speedy little guy. So threats all over the field for Northview.
2nd and 7 from the 23. Here comes Lee. Gets a little bit of a hole and drags a defender across the first down yard. Tyler Lee's hard to bring down.
Yeah, for sure. He seems to hit the gap perfectly every time. He's just mentioned how McLawyer was shifty, but Lee is too. But when he gets out in open space, it is hard to catch him. A lot of speed with number 31.
31 gets it out to the 34-yard line. A fake to Lee. And short gain there by Kati. Has Nolan Stonebreaker, the 6-foot sophomore off defensive lineman, will make that tackle. A Greencastle Tiger Club coming off gingerly, holding that left arm. Boy, he's going to need some attention. Trainer's going to have to get to him pretty quickly as, boy, he might have a little dislocation there.
Number 18, Jake Miller, 6'3" senior, being tended to on the bench.
Hopefully they'll be able to get him, Bryant, in short order. Just a 1-yard gain for Kati.
Just one receiver to the near side, Avery Perry.
He's a dangerous one. Kati tucks it. Defense is really keying on him through the first 3 carries.
Yeah, you can tell they've watched some film from last week, and they are loading that box. And Northview's, they're pretty stubborn when it comes to the run. They're going to keep pounding away and hoping to wear their opponent down.
You know, the box will be stuffed on Northview a lot of nights.
Pun intended.
Yes, absolutely. As the teams will, like you mentioned, try to force them to throw that ball.
Here's one of those chances, 3rd and 7.
37-yard line. Let's see what Kati and Rates draw up. Perry in motion to the near side. Kati looking, crosses the line of scrimmage, goes down. He goes down on the tackle. I think it was Lamar Moore, the 6'2" senior in Northview, has a 4th down.
Yeah, that's something we didn't really see at all last week. So Northview, maybe just a little bit flat on the first drive, but Greencastle came to play. They've got a plan and made it work on the first drive.
Back to receive this punt from Avery Perry is Owen Huff, 5'10" senior for Greencastle. See what Greencastle can get as far as push. Playing punt safe, it looks. Perry, plenty of time to get this one off, and a very good hang time. Has called for the fair catch, and he has it around the 23. Will step aside and come right back for this Greencastle drive.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You're all 8:28 remains in the first quarter. No score. Greencastle coming out for their first drive of the game as the Tiger Cubs did a great job stopping Northview after 1 first down.
Northview did force 4 turnovers last week. 2 interceptions from Avery Perry. Kyle Cottee picked off a pass, and also a forced fumble in there that led to a touchdown.
Cole Stevens, the coach's kid, a 6'2 freshman, come out as your starting quarterback for Greencastle. To his left is Lamar Moore, who had that great stop to end that Northview drive a moment ago. In there under pressure. Boy, in there at the House of Fire. Quickly, it was Northview, made Stevens get rid of it. No one there. Ball harmlessly falls incomplete.
Yeah, good job getting a lot of pressure back there. He found a good place to get rid of it, but that's what Northview's going to try to do, get this freshman flustered.
Hand off to Moore. It goes up the middle. Nice piece of running. Moore, as I mentioned, 6'2", 200 pounds. You know, during the national anthem, I'm looking at the Tiger Cubs. They're standing right in front of us. They've got pretty significant height on their roster, don't they?
They do, really. I'm looking at number 80 down there right now. Cody Evans standing at 6'6". You go up and down the roster, and a lot of 6'4s, 6'2s. Pretty tall team they're growing over there. Greencastle.
3rd down and 5. Stevens back to pass. Looks down the sideline. Overthrown. Had a man with a step. Just not quite enough air under it as Owen Huff couldn't quite run under that. Now Greencastle will have 4th down, and they'll have to punt. Well,
Yeah,
they don't have to punt. They will punt.
I would assume so.
Yeah, they'll punt.
Needed to get just a little more under that one.
Yep.
Give Huff a chance to run it down. So a defensive battle to start things off here.
Ian Williamson back to punt. Luke Marlowe back to receive for the night. Let's see what kind of leg Williamson gets on this. Has time. Oh, boy. Man kind of run by him. And Marlowe with the fair catch at the 39. Will be right back for Northview Drive number 2.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Beautiful night here at Northview High School. There's plenty of fans in attendance tonight. They're giving a little extra time between possessions. As you see, that Russian boys back on and off the field on a hot night. Just a little quick update. Jake Miller, we mentioned, the 6'3" senior for Greencastle who came off the field. They're taking this jersey. So it looks like his night is complete. He's got a ice pack on his left elbow, and so it's a very unfortunate situation as he's sitting right in front of us here. I just hope the young man will be able to recover after tonight and his season progresses, but they're icing him down. They've taken his pads and his helmet. His night, unfortunately, has come to a culmination.
Yeah, we saw a lot of cramping, a few injuries last week. It's not a trend you like to see continue.
No. Tyler Lee. Here's a trend that Greencastle doesn't want to continue as well. Lamar Moore on the tackle after about 8, maybe 9 yards being picked up by Lee.
2 players last week for Greencastle with 20 or more tackles. Cam Pingleton led the way with 21, and I think it was Lamar Moore had 20. So
I believe it.
Active offensively and defensively, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, Mr. Moore is all over the place. You could just see this young man's athletic. 2nd and short for Northview. Perry in motion. Kati keeps. He gets the first down, gets bottled up on the tackle. Garrett Cooper in there. Also, I believe, Nolan Stonebreaker. But Northview does have first down, number 2.
This is Northview's bread and butter, kind of the slow, methodical drive down the field. More than happy to take their time.
Into plus territory, being Greencastle territory for the first time this evening. Back to pass, quick out to Perry. And that's one of the things that I would love to see more of, as, boy, Perry fought for that first down. How about the effort by Avery Perry?
Yeah, great catch and a good, probably 6 or 7 yards after it. Fought all the way by Perry, but a nice throw by Kati, and gets his first completion of the night.
You know, some of these, there has to be a package. I was talking to somebody before the game. I want to see what is the package that we have for Kati, you know, to get the ball out of his hands in rhythm, to make the defense say, hey, wait a minute, we can't just key on this run. Whether it be some slants, some screens, some quick outs, and right there, you have a sure-handed Avery Perry as one of your receivers, and you give him the ball. Quarterback keeper going far side. Kati's got room. He hits the side and in for a touchdown. Kyle Kati, 32 yards from Pater. Northview's on the board.
It's dangerous each and every play, and boy, if you let your guard down for just a second, he's going to strike. So Kyle Kati, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And here's the freshman kicker we were talking about last week, Luke Whitman. Got a lot of opportunities last week, and pretty impressive.
I know that one time you jinxed him last week.
Yes, I did my best to do so. It's our obligation.
Oh boy,
no.
There's a flag on the play as Northview is pointing against Greencastle. If it is against Greencastle, it'll be a decision by Coach Rates. Does he kick or does he go for 2? The kicking team will come off the field. Offense comes back on. Greencastle called for an offside infraction. And so Northview is going to go for 2 to try to make this thing 8-0. It's a big penalty right there by by Greencastle.
Yeah, it's hard to stop Northview with 1 yard to gain.
Yeah.
I know that. I guess 2. But
we give it to Lee. Do we keep it with Kati? What do we do here? Play clock's down to 5. And Lee's got it. And Lee's got it. 8-0 your score. Greencastle going to have to put some points on the board now. We'll be right back after these messages.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Northview 8-0 after a 4-play drive that spans 61 yards. Took about a minute and 20 or so seconds off the clock as I had a big play, 32-yard touchdown scamper by senior quarterback Kyle Kati. The long strides of Kai T will fool you, won't they?
Oh, they do. Every week I see him, it's, he looks, he's faster than he looks, is what I'm trying to say. It's, just long strides, and, boy, he can get down the field in a hurry. But it's going to be important for Greencastle to stay on the field a little bit here. Just a 44-second drive on the first time on offense, and they need to give that defense a break.
Northview kicking off is Braden Krieger. Fielded around the 5. Here comes the run back. Trying to avoid a few tacklers. Not able to avoid Cameron Bennett. And Greencastle will have the ball at their own 21-yard line. That's a nice kick down to around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that was. The kicking game for both sides has been pretty good. Both teams have punted once already, and pretty decent punts. And of course, we were talking about Whitman, the kicker for Northview. Special teams came to play today, Walt.
Yeah, special teams is such an integral part of the success of a football team. You don't see too many teams that have massive success with bad special teams. This doesn't happen. 5:46 to go. Greencastle will drive number 2. Hand off to Moore. Hard to bring him down. He took one of the Northview defenders for about a little bit of a ride. I think that was Kalen Bell on that tackle. He earned that tackle.
He did. So Bell played pretty good last week, too. Moore had Greencastle's 2 touchdowns in the loss against Danville a week ago.
You see Moore as a young man, I would think, oh boy, that was a little bit of motion. Man in the backfield, scrambling is Stevens, having to dump that thing away, and rightly so. Don't try to get too fancy with it when you got pressure in the backfield like that. As the offensive line for Greencastle, I don't know if they were trying to set up a screen there, but the offensive line would have to give Stevens a little more time.
Yeah, he's dropped back 3 times and been pressured pretty heavily every time so far. Yet to complete a pass, and once again looking at 3rd down.
A lot of cushion being given to Ian Williamson in the near side slot right now on this 3rd down and 4th play. And whistles, and we have a flat. No, we got a timeout. Timeout by Greencastle. 5:09 left in the first quarter. I'll be right back.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com, and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
3rd down and 4 for Greencastle after the timeout. Back to pass, has time. A man over the middle is complete to Owen Huff for a big 1st down for Greencastle.
Yeah, that was a huge one. Marlowe just a step behind on that one, and Greencastle, their first down of the evening.
And we go a little tempo here. You get to the line quick, and then we'll, slow things down, get the call. Moore goes to the right of Stevens. Play clock, still got plenty of time. Nice little shovel to Stevens, to Moore, upended by Northview. It looked like Tyler Lee was over there. Also, I believe Kyle Kati was over there, I do believe, as That was a really short carry for Moore after they got him going, with a little bit of momentum headed to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just 7 yards so far for Moore in this one. He's run it 3 times and been chopped down pretty quick on all of them.
I'd like to keep giving Moore that ball. Fake to him, pass, oh boy, out of the hands of Brendel Brennan. As, the ball hits you in the hands, you got to come down with a good coverage by Mason Sutherland. Applied a little bit of contact just at the point of reception.
Yeah, he got his hands up there and was able to smack it away. And now it's 3rd and long for Greencastle. Last time they were able to complete a long pass.
That was a good ball there.
Yeah, that was. The last couple throws have been on target.
Talked about Cole Stevens, 6'2". He's listed as 6'2". Just a freshman. So you look at building blocks. Calling out the play to his line. Gets the snap, rolls near side, looking down the field, up for grabs, and coming down with it is his guy, Braden Monroe. 6'3" tight end. When you got a big tight end, you got to use him.
I'll tell you, he saw Kati covering him and just lobbed it perfectly over his head. A great catch by Monroe, but what a beautiful pass.
The way that thing was floating, I said, uh-oh, this could be dangerous, but then you just see it placed perfectly. Another first down for Greencastle, another completion for Greencastle. Pressure coming from the far side, near side. Moore going basically nowhere on this. He might have even lost one. We'll see depending on the spot. Well, he did lose one.
It's good for the Greencastle Tiger Cubs. Stay on the field for a little bit here.
Yep.
Finally putting some pressure on this Northview defense. These two-way guys, we'll see who's got the stamina tonight. We see Kati and Tyler Lee both back there. It's going to be a long night.
Ian Williamson at the bottom of your screen. Braden Krieger right there in his grill. Nope. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Moore comes up with it. Excuse me, that wasn't Krieger. That was Mason Sutherland, I'm sorry, in coverage of Williamson. But big situation here for Greencastle. 2 negative plays in a row. First, the run that goes for -1 yards, and then the bad snap.
Yeah,
and,
that went right off of Moore's head. He just didn't see it coming.
Now you got a 3rd down and long. Not wasting any time. Looking for a screen. He's got it complete. It's snuffed out by Northview. Not going to get back to the original line of scrimmage of the of this series. So Greencastle will have a big 4th down. I would like to say they're going to punt, but you just never know. Some people call this no man's land. I definitely do not call this no man's land.
They're going to go for it here, Walt.
4th and 13, to me, this is a dangerous situation here early in this first quarter, early in the game. A lot of time on the play clock. I don't know, can Cole Stevens punt this thing? Does he have a leg to punt? You see that a lot of times, but 4th and 13 from the Northview 48, or Greencastle 48. They're going to snap it. They're going to look down the field. Under pressure, might have been a hold. He's going to scramble, floating this one in the air once again. This time, Ian Williamson comes down with it. Cole Stevens gets to the line of scrimmage, makes the defense commit, and then kind of throws a little lob.
Yeah, that's twice with that little lob pass, but boy, he's got such good touch on it. He's hit it both times. He had a man, Owen Huff was wide open down the field, but hey, that'll work too.
1st and 10 for Greencastle, right about the 34-yard line. 4 completions, 3 first downs on this drive. This is play number 10 of this drive for Greencastle. Play clock down to 8. Looking for the play. Might have to call another timeout. Down to 5. Play clock down to 2. Get it snapped. Under pressure. Over the middle. Could have been a flag. Oh, do we have a flag?
Boy.
No, that could have been a flag. Greencastle's asking for it.
It certainly looked like Luke Marlowe got there early on that one. But no call, so He was climbing all over him.
Yeah, he was. I think he was like inside of his jersey. Well, like the receiver had 3 arms there. 1:52 to go. 8-0 Northview. Greencastle is driving. Moore, nope, the fake. What a oh my goodness! Brendel Brennan could not keep that ball. The ball was just a little bit behind him. But I'm going to tell you what, Cole Stevens, a great fake to Lamar Moore in a 3/4 arm slot. You got to come down with that pass.
Yeah, a few of these passes he's thrown. I mean, for a freshman, this kid's got a lot of touch. I mean, he's, as you mentioned, kind of the 3/4 throw there. These lob passes, he can throw a rocket when he needs to.
They're down in 10. Moore, nope, faking it to him. Over the middle, right there to Ian Williams. Another grab. Going to be, I think, short of the first down. It'll be 4th and short. Sure, they'll go for this one.
So Williamson become the big target here. He stands at 6'4", and he's proven to be a pretty tough matchup for the Knights.
Play coming in from the sideline. 4th down and 1. Man in motion. Could be a run play. We'll see. Yep, Moore has it. Goes to the outside. He's got the first down and more. Moore to the 10. Nice run by Lamar Moore. Greencastle in the red zone.
Yeah, that's really the first time Moore's broken free tonight. A nice 12-yard scamper there. How about Greencastle?
What a drive.
Taking it to the Northview defense here.
Yes. And we're going to whistle maybe a timeout. What are we getting here?
Yeah, timeout.
Timeout Greencastle. Surprisingly, Greencastle's timeout. 54.8 seconds. Greencastle's in driving.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You're watching the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, Troy is first down and 10 from the Northview 14. What an impressive Greencastle drive. This is the 14th play of the drive. This is really impressive.
Yeah, it really is. I don't think we saw this one coming. They took the ball over with what? They had 5:53 on the clock. Looks like they may end up running the quarter out here. And after the first dud of a drive they had, it's nice, refreshing attack on the Northview defense here.
Playbook, I'm sure, is wide open when you're looking at what potentially they could run. They've run the ball very successfully, but on this drive, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pass attempts.
I think Williamson's got 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's a big target out there.
The one thing that I, will say, the little floating pass makes me nervous. I think Northview will get to, 1 or 2 of those. But when you have these bigger receivers, we talked about this early, with the size of this Greencastle roster, they've got some very tall gentlemen. First and 10 for the 14, under a minute to go. Looking, pressure coming to the far side. Stevens pumps and throws it low, but was it caught?
Nope. Just a little low. It was a safe pass. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Placed it well.
Throw it to where nobody can get it but your guy, right?
He's got a pretty good feel back there. He knows when the pressure's coming and able to move just enough to get himself free.
I say Northview got to him in the first drive where he had to throw one away. After that, offensive line is, but they've also moved him around the pocket a little bit as well. 2nd and 10 for the 14.
Whoa.
Boy, little wrinkle there as Northview not fooled. Owen Huff has nowhere to go. Kind of a, it was a high snap, and it wasn't, not on purpose where, you're trying to make the quarterback jump, but it is what happened. Going to have to run at least one more play here on this second. It will be 3rd down. And on the 21-yard line, 3rd down to 17. So looks like, no, we don't have to run a play. I'm sorry. First quarter's going to, first quarter's going to eclipse, and the score is 8-0 Northview. We'll come back after these messages for quarter number 2 with Greencastle with a big 3rd down.
A+ Printing is your best place for uniforms, programs, t-shirts, and hats, plus screen printing, business printing, and documents. Get all your promotional items, including koozies and coffee mugs. Just give Kevin a call. A+ Printing does it all.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA, we are the heart and soul in sports.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
Well, we start the second quarter with the Tiger Cubs just outside of the red zone. They started this series in the red zone. Started at the 14-yard line, an incompletion, then a negative play. And they have 3rd and 17 from the 21. It's a big play for Greencastle. Depending on the play, you see, do they go for the 4th down if they don't get it? They kick the field goal. You've got a kicker with this nice, strong leg.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of field goal attempts.
You don't, but I would kick it if unless I've got 4th and a couple. I'm letting Mr. Williamson kick this thing through the uprights.
I don't see why not.
Got a strong leg there. Of course.
I'd like to get him a little bit closer, if nothing else.
Yep.
And nobody's really laid their claim to this one yet. Northview came out last week and really, put the pedal to the metal early, and Greencastle had kind of a back-and-forth game, and that's kind of what we've got here so far.
Maybe that tells you a lot about the Northview opponent this week.
I think they're tougher than you think.
Yeah, it's a tough opponent. 3rd down and 17. It's a new day in Greencastle is what Coach Dave Stevens is saying. Big play here for young Cole Stevens. Williamson comes in motion. Oh, we're going to call the timeout. Did we call the timeout?
Yep.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that coming out of that quarter break. Oh, it's a 3rd timeout for Greencastle. We'll be right back after these messages.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
If this was tennis, that would go down as an unforced error. Coming out of the timeout, going to the second quarter, you can't have a mental mistake like that where, I don't know if it's a personnel issue. There was plenty of time on the play clock, so it couldn't have been the coverage was that confusing. Just a mistake maybe in personnel or something, and Greencastle had to burn their third timeout at the half. 3rd and 17, looking, under pressure, has a man. Over the middle, he's scrambling, gets hit around the 5, bounces off of a tackle, goes for the corner of the end zone, and scores.
Wow. Owen Huff puts on a show getting to the end zone, making 3 or 4 Knights miss. A nice find over the middle by Stevens. By golly, Walt, we've got a pretty good ball game here.
My goodness. You know, if you're going to empty the quiver of timeouts and get that, then, you know, maybe it's worth it. But, boy, how about what I'm going to say is it has to be nothing more than confusion. And out of that timeout, you get that touchdown. See if you can get this point after kick. Oh, just off the crossbar. No good, just a little bit low. 8-6 your score. Northview will have the ball right after this.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, a big response by Greencastle on a 16-play drive.
Over 6 minutes they took, too.
That was a beautiful drive that started on their own 21-yard line. That's 79 yards, folks. You know, you want to beat Northview, so one of the things you do is keep them off the field. Northview likes to play kind of a ground and pound, a ball control game as well. So this could be interesting.
Yeah, not only they put points on the board, but you've given your defense a good rest, too.
Let this go into the end zone. There you go. A great kick once again by Williamson, and Northview once again starts at their own 20.
We look at the Western Indiana Gold Conference from last week. Owen Valley, Sullivan, Northview, Edgewood, all winners. Indian Creek, the only one that didn't come out a victor on opening night.
This division really up for grabs when you look at the way it is each and every year. South Putt, obviously. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. You said gold. I'm sorry.
We can talk about the green.
Well, I'll transition after this play after I take my foot out of my mouth.
South Putt's the only one in the green conference that won.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but I'll follow your lead here in a moment after this first down play. And a flag. Yeah, that's a flag because Northview will either gain some yards or lose. And we're pointing in Northview's backfield, and Greencastle is clapping. So it looks like Northview's going to lose some yards on that.
Northview did have 6 penalties last week. Kind of paled in comparison to the 12 Terre Haute North put up, including, I think it was 3 personal foul penalties, but
that'll hurt you.
Yeah, it's something Northview could definitely clean up a little bit. About 50 yards in penalty yardage last week.
So a 5-yard penalty. I think that's the first penalty on Northview. I think both teams only have one penalty. Am I right?
Yeah, it's been pretty clean so far.
Knock on wood. I didn't find some wood to knock on here. A fake to Lee. Here comes Kati. He's got room. He's in the clear. Those legs are galloping across the 50. He's down the 30. He is not going to be beat. They tried to push him out of bounds around the 40. Couldn't get a hand on him. Kyle Kati, 85 yards.
I don't know what more we can say, Walt. He just it's a great fake to Lee. The defense bit hard on it, and Kati beats the two remaining men. One with a nice little juke, the other one with just his flat-out speed. And he's got 2 more touchdowns to match the 2 from last week.
I thought we had the angle on him to push him out of bounds. At least I thought we'd be able to make him pivot to come back over the middle of the field, but Kati watching that speed, boy, oh boy, what a run. Point after is attempted here by Northview. Up and good. Northview 15, Greencastle 6. 11:34 to go in the second quarter.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Big thank you to our sponsors, A-Plus Printing, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Honey Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive. Kanan Harper, Jarrett Combs, and Noah Gassno, our camera operators, are doing a great job out here battling the heat as the sun is starting to go down, but it's still very warm out here, as I know that we were hearing temperatures throughout the week on this turf have been pretty warm.
Yeah, I guess they went out and tested it at 4 o'clock a couple days ago, and it was, 108 or something? 130, I'm sorry. And then they went out at 7 o'clock, and it was 107. And then an hour later, it was 100. So I'm not exactly sure. I know we're one of the few games in the state that didn't get pushed back an hour today, so they must not have met the requirements for that. But, it's finally at least tolerable out here.
Right.
So.
And like we talked about, they're giving them extra time between possessions to make sure that the young men are taken care of. I like the fact that, you're seeing cold towels put on heads of some of the players. I see Lamar Moore playing both ways. He's got a cold, wet towel on his head and right in the fan. He's got a couple of fans over here. Don't know if it's brought by Greencastle, provided by Northview, but still, you just love to, see that we're taking care of these players. It's a long season and a long game.
Yeah, we look at the upcoming schedule for Northview. Pretty tough one. They're at Sullivan next week, and then they will host West Vigo, and then in just a couple weeks, we got that big showdown with Owen Valley, which I believe we'll have right here on the Indiana Sports Network. Yeah, September 15th. That's always
a big one.
It's one everybody looks forward to.
Yeah. Especially as of late. Owen Valley, we talked about Greencastle's coach, Dave Stevens, coming from Owen Valley, was the offensive coordinator there as Owen Valley's coach. We knew that, when we went down there a couple of years ago to watch them, we were like, oh, boy. They've got a whale of a coach, and Owen Valley in the last couple of years has really been the cream of the crop down there. Rob Gibson not only left Owen Valley, but he went to Avon. And I saw that, and I was like, holy, we knew that he wasn't going to be around long. I'm like, oh, man, if they can keep him for 3 years, that'd be a miracle. Avon snatched him up in a heartbeat. Bouncing ball, fielded around the 20. A nice little chance for a run back to the 35-yard line. Greencastle will have it there.
See if they can put together another drive. As you mentioned, that, 16 play, 6-minute drive down the field for a touchdown. They're going to need something else to keep them in. Of course, Kati answers back in 14 seconds. So
right. And Kati's right back on the field, playing defense here. So it hasn't been long as far as number of plays, but maybe about 10 minutes ago, Cole Stevens had the ball. Now he gives it to Lamar Moore. Lamar Moore across the 50. Shifty. Gets down to 20. He makes a man miss. Will he go? He does! Back-to-back offensive plays. Back-to-back touchdowns. Lamar Moore. 64 yards. Oh, my.
Goodness gracious. Anything you can do, I can do better, I guess, is what Mr. Moore is saying, is breaks loose and keeps this one close. 15-12 now.
Put that rag back on his head and put him back in the fan. That's all it needed, folks. He needed a little breather.
I'd say he's earned another one.
Yes, sir.
Third rushing touchdown of the year for Moore.
Kick by Williamson has got plenty of leg. It's high this time, and it's good. 15-13. Greencastle strikes back.
If you are an athlete, a farmer, work in the factory, or just work in your own backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic, located in the Brazil Kroger Strip Mall. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
15-13 as Lamar Moore answers the 85-yard touchdown scamper from Kyle Kati with a 64-yard touchdown scamper of his own. 2 offensive plays, 2 touchdowns. Let's count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, now 11. As we're going to get another player on the field. Having a little trouble here with the personnel, I think, once again, with Greencastle. No timeouts this time. But you got plenty of time because the play clock hasn't even started.
Yeah, I like the 3 drives tonight for Greencastle. 44 seconds, 6 minutes and 2 seconds,
yeah,
and then 15 seconds.
I'd love another 6-minute drive here, if you don't mind. We're going to be here all night.
I'll say it's been a pretty drawn-out first half.
Yes,
so
sure
far.
has. The second quarter came to a screeching halt. What a beautiful boot. Beautiful boot down to the 2, making Avery Perry bring this thing out. Perry, a nice run back to about the 35-yard line. Northview will take the ball there.
So the first drive we saw Kati and the lead kind of pounding the middle. Didn't really work all that well. And now we've seen Kati bounce outside twice and score 2 long touchdowns.
Use your athleticism.
Got to get a little bit of contain on him.
Yep. And that'll be a lot of teams will have a hard time doing that, containing Lee, containing Kati. 11 minutes and 11 seconds to play here in the second quarter. That means that we've only played 49 seconds of this quarter. Lee met in the backfield. What a great tackle by Greencastle. Looked like that was number 68, Jake Zimmerman, 6'3", junior.
It's just Lee's third rushing attempt of the night.
Yeah. I have to see him get a few more carries, but he's going both ways. He's so important on defense as well. So, Kati, the keeper, looking for a hole. Decent run out to around the 40. You have a few big boys that are out there blocking for it. You find that hole, you hit it. Ball officially placed on the 41-yard line. That brings up 3rd down and 4. Northview with the 15-13 advantage here in the second quarter.
I've unofficially got Kati at 141 yards already.
Not a bad first quarter. First half, excuse me. He gets the first down out to the 48. So 3 downs for a first down, all runs. Keeps that clock moving, keeps those chains moving. And speaking of chains, got a chance to meet Milo Miller, Brad Miller's, I believe, cousin, I do believe it was. And he's working the chains here for the game. So it's nice to meet Mr. Miller tonight.
Yep, there he is.
Yeah. First down run by Lee, going basically nowhere. In on the tackle, Cam Mager and Jake Zimmerman.
Northview trying to get outside with it, but Greencastle appears to have learned their lesson. They're not going to let that happen so easily anymore. Second and long now for the Knights.
Ball on the 48-yard line. Perry goes in motion. And, they get Kati in the backfield. They get him low and they get him high.
Almost looked like helmet to helmet there.
It was close. It was close. In on the tackle, I believe Garrett Cooper, one of the ones in there on the tackle for Greencastle, brings up a 3rd down and 12 for Northview.
Yep, this is one of those passing situations. Kati 1 for 1 on the night so far. I see Demarius McLawyer in there in the backfield. McLawyer stands just 5'5", but a lot of speed.
Can he pick up a block? Kati rolling, looking down the field, a wobbler. Nobody really there. That's going to be 4th down and 12. Northview presumably will have to punt.
Good stop for Greencastle.
Yes.
Chance to get their offense back out there and possibly take the lead in this. A very animated fan.
He's having a good time. he is working hard, just as hard as the coaches out here. Having a good time. Great night out here at the ballpark. As Avery Perry back for this punt for Greencastle. Trying to see who that is back there. Oh, it's a wobbler. Not a good punt. Not a good punt. It'll be a great field position for Greencastle after this timeout. Right around the 37-yard line. We'll be right back.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for...
Oh boy, it looked like ended up being as a direct snap to, who was that? Caden Brenner, maybe? No.
Anthony Adams.
As the snap was caught by Adams, and he is matriculated up the field, as they say, for 3 yards. Stevens back to pass over the middle. Short completion. Tackled by Slade Fell.
Ball came out, I think, when he hit the ground.
It'll be third down and short. Right around the 48-yard line. We're going to ask for a new ball. As we're going to send the other ball to the Northview sideline, I guess. I don't know. Keeping them, what are we doing? We're keeping the ball dry. And everybody using their own football, I guess. I don't know. Third down and 2, 6:48 to go here in the second quarter. Sun's going down. Action heating up. Ooh, Northview, did they move? They did.
They sure did.
Gets a free first down.
Northview's just a little flat tonight, seems like, on defense.
Well, they've got to cover the whole field. They've got a quarterback that can throw and put it on target. They've got some tall receivers to cover, and you've got a running back that, as we see, can take it to the house. So they got their work cut out for them tonight. Nearing 6:30 to go in the quarter. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Over the middle, a nice slant. That's what I would love to see Kyle Kati do on the Northview side of the ball. It's one of the routes that I love, a quarterback that will just throw that timing slant. Not a whole lot the defense can do about it.
No, not at all. Another 13-yard pickup there for Cole Stevens, who's really turned it on after the first drive of the game.
1st and 10 from the 34. Give to Moore. Ball to the ground. Northview's got it. Turnover number 1 of the night. And the Knights will have the ball. 6:10 to go, second quarter. We'll be right back after these messages.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971 to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
That's a big turnover. The first turnover of the game. Now, as Greencastle gives the ball right back in. What do we have? We're going to get a little hydration break, or what do we got here? Somebody help me out.
Yeah, I think it's just a little longer than normal, as you were talking about.
So let's take a quick timeout as well, pay a few more bills. We'll be right back on the Indiana Sports Network.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Back after the timeout, 6:10 to go. I wish I could keep listening to this gentleman down here. He's very animated and loves his Tiger Cubs and wants the best for them. And he actually was very accurate in some of the information they was given. And I was like, oh, I'm going to start jotting down some of these stats that he's spewing here. But Northview with the ball on their own 33-yard line after the fumble by Lamar Moore. Gives it back to him. Avery Perry in the backfield.
I think that's Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lee. My apologies. I thought they were giving Lee a break. And Lee with a big first down rips one off, and he ran like he was upset.
Yeah, it's his first time really busting free tonight. A 19-yard gain for Tyler Lee. Northview looking to make this turnover pay off.
Mm-hmm. So Northview, a 2-point lead, 15-13. Got on the board first in the first quarter. The only team to score in the first quarter. Oh, Greencastle will give up 5 yards there. That's their second penalty?
Yeah, they've got 2 for 10 yards, same as Northview.
Okay. So first down and 5. I'd love to see what the coverage is like and see if he can send Avery Perry long. He's got single coverage here on the near side. I'd love to take a shot here on first and 5. Lee up the middle. He gets the first down and more. Tackled high. Brought down around the 33-yard line.
Boy, you don't want to see that guy get going if you're Greencastle.
No, you don't.
For the show he put on last week, he's starting to click him off.
Flag once again. Is that going to be on Northview this time? They're pointing their backfield. Yep. The motion. Tried to go quick, a little bit too quick, I think. Yeah. So they'll be marched back to their 38-yard line. And they'll be first and 15 on the near. You hear the Northview Marching Knights warming up. Looking forward to seeing them on the field for the first time this year. Been working hard on their show, I'm sure. Just like a lot of marching bands across the state. First and 15. Let's see what Kati has. Throwing, oh boy. Just short harps Avery Perry on the far side. That's a ball that you got to be able to complete. That should be an easy 5 yards or so and give Perry a chance to break a tackle.
Yeah, you know, and if that's the knock on him.
Yeah.
You get him throwing the ball, and you really never know what you're going to get. And Greencastle catches a break there, 2nd and 15 now, so you would assume Northview's going to be running on this one.
From the 38-yard line. Looking for a hole. Kati doesn't find much. Gets around, maybe 2, 3? He stopped around the 35 by a host of Tiger Cubs. Going to bring up a big third down, Troy.
Yeah, absolutely. Greencastle a chance to get the ball back, go down and score. That would put a pretty good bit of fear in Northview, especially if they're trailing around halftime.
So let's see what Coach Race draws up. Go ahead.
No, I think Greencastle's underrated, as we were kind of hinting at earlier. They're a pretty tough little team here.
They are. They're very tough. Give to Lee. He's going to be corralled in the backfield. Nowhere to go. They did not let him get started. Jake Zimmerman once again on the tackle.
You know, and it's kind of a lack of faith in your passing game there. 3rd and 12, and you're going to hand it off and hope, and they end up losing a few yards.
Yeah, just not a great series there. Once you get that second first down, a penalty, an incompletion, a couple runs that went nowhere, and now you're going to have an Avery Perry punt. Hopefully this will be a little bit better, and the play clock will be drained all the way down to about 2.
Owen Huff back to receive.
There's a much better punt. Directional kick. Will it stay in bounds? And it does.
Wow.
Great kick by Avery Perry. Yes, sir. Northview needed that.
Yeah, that was about as good as you can get it. What is it, down at the 2? Yeah.
Greencastle will have a long way to go with no timeouts after these messages.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
Goes to the back of the end zone. It'll be a safety for Northview. Disastrous turn of events as Greencastle backed up, but it all starts with that Avery Perry punt. Pinned him at the 2.
Avery Perry just aimed at the pylon, and he pinned him. Perfect position down at the 2-yard line. Northview's finding a way so far tonight.
So after the bad snap, the ball rolls, and it's so weird. The roll or the bounces you get off of an oblong ball, you don't know what you're going to get. You would have thought that was a bowling ball rolling through the end zone almost. My goodness. How much truer can a football roll? It went straight back.
You never know.
It's just the bounces that you get.
Now Northview with a chance to lay claim to this thing.
And Perry will field it at the 25. Let's see, he gets across the 40. And down to the 50. Avery Perry looking far side. Do we have a penalty on the ground?
What do we got over here?
Okay. All right. Thanks, Troy.
Believe that one's going to go against Northview.
Yeah, no wonder why he got that good run back, huh?
It's usually a reason they break free like that.
Yeah. Well, after the penalty, the ball will be placed where? You're saying the 20? Well, Northview with 3:01 on the clock. They've got all 3 timeouts to work with. I know that Coach Mark Rates would love to finish out this half with the ball and score a touchdown on the last possible play.
Looks like we got Colton Bath in there. He's been in a couple times, wide out. Bath, the sophomore backup quarterback for Northview. Also has played a little bit of defensive back.
You know, flank out to the far side as the give will go to Lee. Lee, oh, we almost had him in the backfield. And he squirms his way out to the 40. That's a tough run by Tyler Lee to move the chains. What a big start to this drive.
Yeah, those legs never stop with Tyler Lee, and he just keeps churning, and you've got to get a hold of him down low or you're not going to bring him down.
You know, that's the thing, that low center of gravity. You look at Tyler Lee standing at 5'8". The defender was much bigger and came at his waist area. He just kind of wiggled out of that.
Yeah, just kind of stuns him for a second, and then he's off and rolling.
Yep. Play clock is just at 27. So Coach Graves could be very deliberate if he so chooses. Kati looking left side, and has nowhere to go. Couple of yards on that scamper by Kati, who still, as you mentioned, scored a couple touchdowns and is well over 100.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to add him up at halftime when I have a little more time. But
to use your fingers and toes with that one.
You know, he's had the kind of night that Tyler Lee had last week, and Lee is playing the complimentary role here tonight. Nope, you're right, Northview. More than happy to take their time right now, run this thing out here in the first half.
See if you can catch a big play here. Man in motion. Oh, the timing wasn't quite there. As Kati got hit hard and stopped right around the 44-yard line. It's going to be a big third down. Thankfully for Northview, Greencastle has no timeouts, or else they probably use one.
That was Ethan Shannon crashed in and took care of Kati. Good play from the linebacking core tonight for Greencastle. Giving up a few big plays, but all in all, they've kept themselves in the ball game here.
Just think if after the end of the first quarter, Greencastle did not have to burn that third timeout, they could have used it right there on this for this 3rd and 6. I know they would have loved to have that, but you can't say what if. Kati back to pass, underthrown again. Underthrew his man. He had a man. That was Colton Bass on an out-breaking route. Would have had the first down. Couldn't quite get the ball to him. The clock stops at 1:05.
You just like to see him get the ball up, give him a chance, you know.
You have to.
But he's thrown the last 2 or 3 straight into the ground, about 2 yards in front of the receiver, and Greencastle see what they choose to do. If they can get good field position here.
Well, after the disaster that was the safety, Greencastle, you know, is looking pretty good so far. So force this punt, see if they can get a run back. Perry.
Oh, it got tipped.
Ball will be, it's a good Northview bounce. And it is a grab, and I can't blame him. I think that was Huff, came up and grabbed that. It was taking a Northview roll, and he came up and grabbed it. 55 seconds to go in the half. We'll keep this one right here.
I think that punt was tipped by Jackson Bias.
Think he got it? Okay.
Yeah. 6'10", 310-pound senior comes barreling through the line, gets his fingertips on it.
You got to love that. Just get those hands extended.
He's got some mitts on him, too.
Yeah, he does. So Greencastle at their own 29-yard line.
They got a pretty good air game here.
Yes, they do. I was just going to say that. 3 receivers in the route, 4 receivers in the route. See what they do with Stevens. Looking far side, over the middle. Has a man, that's Huff. Don't dance too much, young man. Oh, boy, he gets out of bounds. How about that? Give us a little stiff arm to Luke Marlowe. Gets out of bounds around midfield.
Yeah, they are way too dangerous. They can score in these kind of short clock situations.
So that one officially goes to the 47. 1st and 10 with 46.4. Stevens scrambling far side. Watch that middle. He goes over the middle. It is intercepted by, he dropped it. Oh, boy. Good job by Braden Monroe to dislodge the ball from Tyler Lee at the last second.
Yeah, Lee had that one.
Yep.
Beautiful pick, but Monroe able to rip it out of there. Give Greencastle another life.
When offense turns to defense. And that harmlessly goes down as an incompletion.
Yeah, you got to hope the freshman quarterback learned a lesson on that one.
Going down the sideline. Just tipped off of the hands of Ian Williamson. Decent coverage by Northview. It looked like that was Mason Sutherland, who might have the ball. They actually hit off of Sutherland's maybe shoulder pass before Williamson could try to catch it.
Yeah, I'm not sure Williamson got his eyes up very quick on that one. The ball arrived right when he started looking for it.
Boy, this quarterback, Cole Stevens, is going to be fun to watch develop. I'm telling you, folks, this kid can ball. Pressure, looks far side, has a man. Gets it to him. Williamson got away from a couple of tackles, not quite to the first down. We'll see the spot. Are they going to measure? Or are they going to move the chains? They're moving the chains. 22.9. And a timeout by Greencastle? I thought they were out of timeouts. Oh, excuse me. I've been saying they used 3. I guess they used 2.
You've been preaching that for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. I thought they used all 3 of their timeouts.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, okay. I stand corrected.
I remember 2 pretty early on.
Yeah, and then they had to.
Yeah,
they used one at the end of the first quarter, going into the second quarter. They had one on the very first series, and I thought there was, that's it. I made plenty of mistakes in my life, folks. I apologize. I'll mark that one up to my bad.
It's Williamson's 4th catch of the night. About 33 yards. But, the combination of Huff, Williamson, who else am I trying to think of here? Moore can catch it. Brennan caught one earlier. There's a lot of speed and a lot of height.
That's right.
On this Greencastle receiving squad. And, boy, they can come at you from every angle because then you throw Lamar Moore in the backfield.
Right. So 1st and 10 from Northview's 42-yard line. What an exciting first half that we've had here, folks. A lot of action. Stevens, Dan to the back, over the middle, floats one up, has his man, staying on his feet. How do you do?
Legs aren't supposed to bend like that, Walt. That was scary for a minute. Brendel Brennan brought it down. His leg looked like it inverted.
Hydroplex. That was scary.
I was glad to see him just take off again. Nonetheless, getting into the end zone, Greencastle has the lead.
13.8 seconds remain in the half. Greencastle will try to, they're going to go for 2. They're going to go for 2 and try to make this a 4-point game. I
don't know why you do that.
I don't quite agree, but that's okay. They didn't ask me. Didn't ask me. I'd like to go up 3. Still early. I hate chasing points early.
Yeah, I don't agree with chasing points this early. Here they go.
Back to pass. Slant.
Oh!
Yep. Slant completed to Williamson. 21-17 your score. Well, keep it right here as there's only 13.8 seconds to go here in the half. How about that drive by Greencastle? I had 4 plays, 71 yards.
In 28 seconds?
Yeah, like no time.
It's their 4th drive of under a minute in the first half.
A 42-yard touchdown pass from Stevens to Brennan.
Coach is down here chewing on a couple Tiger Cubs as we speak.
Maybe want them to keep their composure.
Well, I think he took his helmet off.
Okay.
And they didn't call a penalty or anything, but it's heads up by the coach to catch a problem before it becomes one.
Ian Williamson, kicker extraordinaire, sends one to the end zone in Northview. Run the ball and see if you can catch lightning in the bottle and then go to half.
Yeah, I think you play it safe here.
Yeah.
Lee or Kati will give it one last crack, but maybe a shock to the system here for the Knights.
Yeah.
I don't know if they expected this. But when you judge the energy on the two sides here, there's a lot more on the purple and gray side than
absolutely
the black and silver.
21-17. This is more scoring in the half that I thought we would see, especially the way this game started. Kati looking to see if he has room. He scrambles. Gets out of bounds after about a 10-yard scramble. $10 to move the chains. 8.6 seconds remain on the game clock. Greencastle playing safe. Two safeties deep across the 50-yard line. They are not giving up a score. Tyler Lee will finish out the half with a run. And we're going to get a timeout. Northview will call the timeout with 3.1 seconds, and maybe they're going to air one out. We'll see.
Never know.
Yeah. You have all the timeouts. You can't take them to next half.
Kati's got a whale of a strong arm.
He does.
And they do have some speedy receivers, so I guess why not take a shot, you know. Worst case, it's like a punt if it gets picked off. So.
Right. When you look at the first down play call there to give to Lee, I thought they might just run out the half as, you hope that he can bust one, but you just don't know after that, what was going to happen. But we'll see if we can, if we have a hook and ladder, or if you're going to try to send one deep, maybe get a PI, pass interference call.
Yeah, I mean, you got Marlowe. Bennett's pretty quick. Of course, Avery Perry. Surprised we haven't seen Kalen Bell targeted at all.
Right, it's a big receiver.
Got a couple, it's big receiver, good hands.
Yep.
Saw him come through a couple times last week. We may see him factor into the second half a little bit.
Well, we would think this is going to be the last play of the half, barring a penalty. And we give it off to Tyler Lee. Whistle sounds. Tyler Lee gets a nice gain out to across the 40 to the 39. But that'll end the half. Greencastle withstands a turnover and a safety that they gave up. But still, they have a 21-17 lead as we reach halftime. 24 minutes have been played. We'll step aside for our first break in our halftime show. We'll come back and give you some stats and analysis after these messages on the Indiana Sports Network.
A+ Printing is your best place for uniforms, programs, t-shirts, and hats, plus screen printing, business printing, and documents. Get all your promotional items, including koozies and coffee mugs. Just give Kevin a call. A+ Printing does it all.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA, we are the heart and soul in sports.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. the mortgage, closing. They eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network.
21-17, the Greencastle Tiger Cubs have come in here and played a really solid first half. Not perfect first half, but what team plays a perfect half? They looked really good here in the first 24 minutes, Troy.
They really did. After the first drive of the game, they kind of clicked. Cole Stevens had an outstanding half, honestly. He made one mistake, got away with it. Tyler Lee dropped the interception there, but boy, that kid, he's got a lot of talent. And you said it earlier, he's going to be fun to watch develop. Couple, 2-3 years from now, he's going to be a star.
You know, when you look at these coaches' kids and guys that, you know, of course, if you're a offensive coordinator on a high school football team, you're able to, you know, pick things apart and diagram different things. If you're coming up in a household like that and a quarterback, what a great advantage. And not only that, the young man as a freshman is 6'2".
Yeah.
So could still have some growing to do. You just never know. Maybe he's reached his height, maximum height, but still. Man, there's a lot of people looking for 6'2" quarterbacks.
Yeah, you know, some kids get that lucky gift when they're born. Others of us never reach those heights.
That's right.
But no, he's, you know, using what he's got and using it well. You can almost see him develop as the game goes along.
Yes.
He's learning what to do and what not to do. Obviously, a pretty good tutor there in his dad. And I would expect Greencastle to be on the upward tick here. They were 4-6 last year.
Yes.
I think 3-2 in conference play. And the Western Indiana Conference better look out because I think there may be a new contender popping up.
I totally agree with you. When you look at some of the guys that Cole Stevens has to work with, and we'll try to get some stats later, but I know that Lamar Moore coming out of the backfield is really someone who we've seen can use his athleticism, take it to the house. Then you have some receivers that have significant height that can run good routes and go up and high point a ball.
Yeah, Moore, of course, that 64-yard touchdown run. He had 2 touchdowns last week. I've got him for 85. That's pretty unofficial, but an outstanding. He's so athletic.
He is.
I would guess the most athletic guy on the team overall, a senior leader. And, you know, you put him together, senior leader in the backfield. You've got a freshman quarterback. It's an interesting thing to watch, you know, who really takes command of this team. But so far it looks like they're sharing the role pretty well.
Right.
Stevens is doing what he needs to do, and Moore, you know, you call on him, he's there.
And when you look at the receivers they have with Owen Huff, Brennan, also Ian Williamson that have caught, I think those are the 3 that have caught passes from Cole Stevens.
I think Braden Monroe had a couple catches in there too.
You're right. Thank you very much. And Monroe stands at 6'3". Ian Williamson stands at 6'4". Lamar Moore, who was a running back, stands at 6'2". I mean, you're looking at some guys, and you got 5'10" for Huff and Brennan. You've got some really good height. You know, when you're looking at whether it be the outside or as a tight end with Monroe. So that is a nice safety net for a freshman quarterback trying to get his feet wet in varsity football.
Yeah, and it's like those 2 lob passes we saw him throw. When you've got a huge target like that, that makes that a lot easier. You know, he pinpointed those. They were great tosses, but those guys are able to kind of high point it. As you said, not many defenders are going to be able to get up as high as they are, so they can kind of beat them to the ball. But, you know, you got to help a freshman out, and they sure are. And he's certainly doing his part to keep Greencastle in the running here, and they're more than in the running. I did not expect them to be leading Northview, and I expect Coach Rates is having a bit of a talking to with his team right now.
And the third team here is on the field right now, the Northview Marching Knights, a fine state championship winning team in their own right. There's the Varsity Knights. As of course, now I'm talking about the Varsity Knights. You show us, Tony Harper. I'm trying to give them a little credit and give us a break. Nobody wants to see our ugly mugs. Northview for the first time this season, being able to display some of their show to fans here at Northview High School, and we'll just always very glad to be able to listen to them and watch them week in and week out, as they always do a very fine job. And we'll look at more as we progress throughout this halftime, but we'll take a break here as we have halftime with Greencastle up 21-17. We'll come back and talk about the Northview side of things after this break.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we thank all of our sponsors for helping us do what we do. And it's interesting. I was thinking about, we were talking about Lamar Moore and young Cole Stevens. Have a senior leading running back and a freshman quarterback. Kind of reminds me of someone we saw in the commercial, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
With a rookie quarterback, Anthony Richardson, for the Colts. And if somebody knows Jim Irsay, tell him to pay that man some money to keep him around while Anthony Richardson on a doggone rookie contract. Lord have mercy, what are we doing?
Calm down, Walt.
Okay, I had to just get that out of my doggone system. As Irsay doesn't care what I have to say, but man.
Anyway, back to the Northview Greencastle game tonight. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
You know, when you look at the converse, we talk about Northview. You have a quarterback that's a senior. You have Tyler Lee with your running back that is also a senior as well, so that senior latent backfield. Those are your bread and butter for Northview when you look at what they do offensively.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Lee and Kati on the night, and you've got about 270 yards rushing.
Yeah.
How are they trailing on the scoreboard? That's the question that pops up. A bit of a defensive collapse tonight. Northview just not quite with it defensively. They seem kind of flat to start with. The catch was it Brennan the catch where it looked like his leg snapped in two.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 guys back there with him,
That's
and
right.
nobody makes a play on the ball. All of a sudden, he's running wide open to the end zone.
I thought that was going to be an interception.
Yeah, and they're just a little hesitant almost, it seems like. But I would expect things to change, a little more aggressiveness on the defensive side of the ball. They started the game really pressuring Stevens, and then that's kind of slacked off a little bit, or else he's reading it really well and getting rid of the ball quicker. So Northview's going to have to change some things up because right now they're being outplayed on both sides.
But they really are. And when you look at offensively for Northview, not able to complete a few passes that you would love for them to be able to complete, a couple of short arm passes. And that's the thing. If Northview's going to beat these better teams, they're going to have to be able to complete 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 passes a game to keep defensive honest.
Kati just 1 of 3 last week, just 1 of 4 so far this week. So now it's getting to that point where it's going to be necessary to throw the ball, and that accuracy has got to improve.
And you think about it, Greencastle has the ball to start half number 2 as they deferred to Northview to begin the game. You look at a lot of good teams in the NFL or in college football. You look at scoring at the end of the half and then scoring at the beginning of a half to get you that separation. In Greencastle, they've got an opportunity to do just that, going up 21-17 here at the end of the half and getting the ball right back. If they put another touchdown drive together,
then panic is going to set in.
Yeah,
so.
Look at that 2-score game. So that'll be interesting to see how Northview comes out defensively. They're going to have to come out solid here in the second half. We're going to take another break here on our halftime show. An extended halftime that we have for Heat. We're watching Indiana high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana. We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You're watching the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, the Greencastle Tiger Cubs starting to make their way back onto the field of play to start their warm-ups. And Greencastle is a lot of stats they've been able to amass here in this first half.
Yeah, really, it's funny looking at the quarterback comparison. You've got Cole Stevens, who doesn't have a rushing attempt, but airborne. He's been 11 of 19 for a touchdown, 146 yards, so pretty effective overall.
I agree.
Kyle Kati, as we mentioned, just 1 of 4 through the air for 14 yards, but 156 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, including an 85-yard run. So it's a pretty stark contrast, kind of fun to watch when you get a game like that. But Lamar Moore, 82 yards and a touchdown run. I would expect a heavy dose of him to start the second half here. Hopefully he's gotten gotten a little energy back. He's one of those two-way guys.
Right.
So it's going to be hard for those guys as this night wears on. All that heat in the first half. Now it's settled down a little bit. I would assume we're getting down close to 80 or 85,
nice
something
breeze.
like that. Yeah, a little bit of a breeze. So it's pretty decent right now, but they've expended a lot of energy so far.
Right.
But the receiving crew for Greencastle, the weapons that Stevens has, it's got a lot to work with. Braden Monroe, 2 catches for 15 yards. Owen Huff has 3 catches for 46. Williamson, 4 catches for 30. And he's also caught a 2-point conversion. And, of course, Brennan with the touchdown. So a lot of weapons for the Tiger Cubs. And I don't really know what we're going to see here, Walt. What do you think?
If you have the weapons, definitely use them. And I love the fact that Coach Stevens is spreading the ball around and using his weapons. Everybody getting touches, trying to keep everybody. Not that he's trying to keep everybody happy, but when boys get the ball, they're happy.
Well, there's a little bit of unpredictability to it, and I love that because you never know what's going to happen, and that means that defense isn't sure what's going to happen.
And it shows. We got one more commercial break that we're going to put for you, and then after that, we'll come back with some Northview stats in the second half. We'll be right back after these messages.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
If you are an athlete, a farmer, work in the factory, or just work in your own backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic, located in the Brazil Kroger Strip Mall. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Major thanks to A+ Printing, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Honey Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, and York Automotive for being sponsors of our broadcast tonight. Troy, the Northview Knights, they amassed some stats as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they're other than the 2 guys running the ball, that's about it offensively.
You're right,
I think they got to change that around a little bit. You can't be so one-dimensional, but I would like to see Kalen Bell get involved. He's big enough. You don't have to be super accurate and hit him. You just get it near him. He's going to drag it down. We'll see what happens. 4 penalties on the Knights for 25 yards. Not a killer, but you would like to see that slow down a little bit. Defensively, though, that's where they're gonna win this game if they're gonna come back, because they've got to put a stop to this young quarterback.
And this is a big half for the Northview Knights, as they are going to have to come from behind this game. Come out here and get a stop on defense to start off.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this could be huge for Greencastle if they go down and put points on the board, open up this margin, and really put that fear into the Knights that, that pressure they haven't felt yet this season of now we have to score,
And for the Northview Knights, Braden Krieger is going to kick this thing off. nice kickoff and be run back by Brennan. He didn't get very far, and Greencastle will set up 1st and 10 with 11:54 to go in the quarter.
Got a big weekend next weekend here, Walt.
Yes, we do.
Pretty excited about that. We get some Conference Indiana action. Bloomington North at South on next Friday night. And then due to the Little Italy Festival there in Clinton, we get a Saturday morning showdown between Park Heritage and South Vermilion.
You know, it's going to be interesting next weekend as the biggest question is, after the game, what am I going to eat?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. Have to
Some
go enjoy the
good
festivities.
food. Oh,
a bit.
my. There's Mr. Moore running near side across the 50, delivers some pain and rumbles out of bounds. Gets hit out by Luke Marlowe after a great scamper. First down running by Lamar Moore to start the half.
23-yard burst puts him over 100 on the evening. He's kind of thinking maybe he'd have his wind back. You get a dose of him here to start things off, and Northview not prepared for that one.
He's very shifty, isn't he?
He is. He's just a
Upright
big guy.
running style.
He
Yep,
goes
and here he comes again, looking for a hole. Gets across the 45. Lee, one of the gentlemen on the tackle, gets up a little gingerly, and then we have another night stretching. I tell you, Tyler Lee, man, he logs a lot of downs for the Northview Knights.
Rarely play from scrimmage.
Yeah,
he's
especially in
not
a game like this where it's highly contested. You need him. So, important offensively and defensively. Here comes Moore. Looking for a hole. Gang tackled. In on the tackle, Lee as well as Gage Thompson, the 6-foot junior. Third down and 5.
Two near and two on the far side. So a lot of weapons out here for Cole Stevens. 3rd and 4.
Checks with his coach to get the play. Pressure, they got him! For the first time tonight, Northview Knights with the sack, Jace Deacons.
Well, they came crashing through there like a ton of bricks and ate the Tiger Cubs up on that one. First sack of the night for Northview.
Pressure was coming from both sides.
Yeah. It's the second sack of the year for Northview. Aiden Swearingen had one last week.
Ian Williamson. Ooh, high snap, has time. Got that out. What a beautiful hang time on that kick. We'll go out of bounds around the 31. We'll be right back after these messages.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line, and Greencastle jumps on the hard count.
The encroachment against Greencastle.
It's the 3rd penalty of the night on the Tiger Cubs. All of the 5-yard variety, so nothing too damaging. to hand it to this Greencastle defensive line. They've pretty much held their own tonight. Cam Major, Caden Tomasino, Jackson Bias.
Yeah.
Pretty good work in the trenches.
I agree. Here comes Lee. He has the 5 yards that he needed and more. They tried to stand him up, and they couldn't. He rolls forward for a few more yards, gets about to the 47. It's a big first down run by Lee.
That puts him over the century mark for the night. So we've got 3 rushers over 100 now.
First and 10 for the Knights, 42-yard line. And they'll set up there. Here comes Kati. He's got good yardage. He's close to a first down. Terrell South is at Floyd Central tonight as they go on the road to face the 5A opponent. And here it is, 5 till 9. That game is not kicked off. They've got lightning in the area. And they are going to try to start at 10:30 is what I'm hearing.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm glad we're not calling that one, Walt.
I've heard of Midnight Madness for college basketball, but not for high school football.
Yeah, I don't know if I could hang in there with you.
Oh, it's a long day, man. That is a long day.
I mean, I got a day job. I can't be doing that.
Whew. Ball down to the 37-yard line.
That was Tyler Lee once again. Northview showing some muscle here in their first drive of the half.
In the backfield with Kati this time is our guy.
There's McLawyer.
Nice little scramble there as he busts through that hole for about 5.
I love that type of scat back guy, that little shifty, speedy. I mentioned Warwick Dunn a few weeks ago.
Sure.
I just love that kind of running back.
He's just a dynamo.
He is, yeah. Second and 6 for Northview. About got him to jump again.
Yeah, they got to watch out for that. Here comes the Florian again. Through the hole, hits, chopped down. But not before he gets the first down for Northview, and they move the chains again.
That's the only problem with those kind of running backs. It's like when a sports car meets an oak tree sometimes, and they just, down they go, you know.
But he's a tough freshman. He boots right back up. And the more carries he can get this year, the better. To give Tyler Lee some break. He's just, you need, especially on a game like today, you need a second running back. McLaurin's still in there. Kati looking for a block. Oh, he stumbles, but stumbles forward.
Kati on the keeper brings up second down.
It's Kati's 15th run of the night. That one for 4 yards. Now Lee back in. Pretty methodical drive here by Northview.
This is what the doctor ordered for Northview, to get a good stop after 4 plays, and then to get a nice drive going down the field. Here comes second and 6. Tyler Lee, refreshed, back in the game. Gets hit in the hole.
Tell you what, nothing's coming easy though.
No.
They may get a few yards, but then there's a pretty good hit waiting on them.
Yeah, when you look at some of these boys in the middle, I know that the late, great Don Cornelius from Soul Train, we'll call him the Biggins Scooby Diggins. There's some big boys in the hole there for Greencastle, trying to plug those holes there, doing an awfully good job. Northview down 21-17, but driving. 3rd and 2. Trying to surge forward to see the spot. And they'll be for a first down.
It's down inside the 10. They got to make this one pay off.
Yep.
Another one of those big linemen comes back in, Ashton Dayhuff. You look at this line, only one senior.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty formidable team next year, Walt.
Absolutely. Kati gets it, fakes it to Lee, keeps it, goes up the middle, drags the defender.
Kati on the keeper. Brings up second down.
Nice carry on first down. Also from Conference Indiana, the Terrell North Patriots on the road tonight up at Christmas Addicts. Trying to get scoring updates. I'm heard something trying to confirm score up there. They need this win.
They need that win.
If they don't get this win tonight, they might be looking at an offer. Hate to say
I didn't
that.
want to be the one to say it, but since you threw it out there,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That's
They have to have this win tonight. I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to find that out. Really hoping for a North victory tonight. 3 seconds on the play clock. Here, a high snap. Gets it down to Lee. Lee stumbles, rumbles, and rolls into the end zone.
Tyler Lee's 6th rushing touchdown of the season gets Northview back in front.
Luke Whitman on for the point after. Coming back to hold.
Big touchdown drive for the Northview Knights to begin this half. Kick is up and no good. So 23-21 as the score by Northview is clinging to a 2-point lead. We'll be right back.
A+ Printing is your best place for uniforms, programs, t-shirts, and hats, plus screen printing, business printing, and documents. Get all your promotional items, including koozies and coffee mugs. Just give Kevin a call. A+ Printing does it all.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes has the mission of leading every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and His church. Through camps and huddles, character coaches, and special events, we are making an impact in West Central Indiana. Check out where you can get involved at our website, wcindianafca.org. FCA, we are the heart and soul in sports.
Shaw Chiropractic.
Well, the extra point was no good, but Northview does score. It's 23-21. And a nice kickoff here that sends them back to around the 9. Oof. Man around the 25, and Greencastle will start possession there.
It's a good job by Peyton Lear on that one to wrap him up. So we'll see if the Tiger Cubs can answer.
And answering is what both of these teams have been doing all night long.
This is how Greencastle's game went last week. It was kind of back and forth. They got up 14-0, and then slowly and surely Danville worked their way back into it.
So let's see what Mr. Stevens can do with this drive. A little shovel out to Mr. Moore. That's the second time they've tried that tonight. This one worked a little bit better. Ooh, I'm hearing.
Yeah, we've got an entry.
Oh, an entry on the
two
field.
Players down.
Hopefully both of these young men will be able to get up. We'll take a quick injury timeout as we'll have to tend to some players. I'll be right back.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
Well, the injured players are able to get up. Lamar Moore was the last gentleman to get off the field. He's able to walk off with his own power. Might be some cramps. He's getting stretched out. Has a Gatorade in his hand. They used to say it's for that deep down body thirst, and he definitely needs something to go deep down right now to get those joints taken care of. Second down and 4, a toss over the middle. Has a man, is that Huff? Who is that? Yep, Owen Huff. And it's going to be short of the down to gain. And we're getting a whistle. What do we got? We got another injured player. And, yeah, it looks like we got a player we're going to have to get off the field here. We're going to play has been blown dead. I don't know if the Greencastle may not see that yet.
Saw a lot of this last week, Walt, where players going down, cramping up, and took a little longer to show up tonight.
Yeah. You know, even though the sun is down and it's a little cooler, but still it's just hot out here tonight. A lot of these players are going both ways, playing awfully hard, a very hotly contested game, no pun intended there. But players just really trying to give it their all. Trying to give it their all. The Toronto Patriots up there at Indianapolis are facing Christmas Addicts. I've got a score.
Dude.
14-0 advantage Addicts.
Really?
Yes. That is not good for the Patriots. Christmas Addicts, they did win 6 games last year. So this is a team hasn't been around for all that long as far as football is concerned. A basketball school that everybody knows about that goes way back here in the state of Indiana.
Played last week. I know they got thumped.
They did. So, well, we're going to step aside for another injury timeout as we're going to try to actually hold on. The players up. So I guess I filibustered long enough to where we're able to get the player up and not have to take a commercial timeout.
I think that's Jake Simmerman, the 6'3", 225-pound junior lineman.
Had a great game so far, too.
Yeah, he really has.
Had a great game. So second half could be a battle of attrition.
Need to find an update on Linton.
Yeah,
They're playing the 2A state champ from Illinois tonight. I think it's St. Teresa.
Okay. I didn't know who they were playing tonight.
So that ought to be a pretty good one.
I also would love to get an update on Solomon and South Vermilion. As that game, I don't know if Tony Harper, he's usually pretty good on the scores.
Kind of high on the South Vermilion bandwagon.
I am too. Boy, I think they're one of the better teams in the area. Clock running, a play clock down to 5, now 4. Get this thing off here. Snap that 2, play coming right to us.
Wow.
Oh my, busted coverage. Can you get a block?
Dog.
Yes, you can. 20, 10, not gonna touch him. Touchdown. Oh, but we got a flag at the 30.
Oh, no.
We got a flag at the 30. It could erase a long touchdown run by Anthony Adams.
Yep, they're bringing it back.
Oh, my. Disaster has struck once again.
So at halftime, we've got Sullivan leading South Vermilion 14-7. Kati's cramping up.
Goodness. Oh, we're dropping all over the place. He can't even get to the sideline. He tried to get to the sideline and is not going to be able to make it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is rough. This is going to be a rough second half, folks, with players dropping all over the place. He is just struggling to try to make it to the half, not to the half, to the sideline. And he couldn't go anymore. It just drops. Going to have to get helped off. Hydration, so important. You just can't stress how important it is to hydrate throughout the week, as these players are out here struggling.
I've got it's probably an old update now, but after the first quarter, Linton Stockton leading St. Teresa 7-6. St. Teresa, the 2A class champion, state champion last year in Illinois. So Anthony Adams, what was that? About a 80-yard touchdown run
like
wiped off?
Yeah. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And instead we have a 3rd down and 13, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm seeing in the distance. So here comes under pressure, a bounce to Huff. Northview's going to get off the field, and that is a very fortunate situation. A very fortunate situation there, as you see Kati trying to stretch out and look like a bottle of mustard there, it looked like as well. That's an old Tony Harper recipe. Put some mustard and some dill pickle juice. Mix it together. Maybe throw in a little mayonnaise, a little hot sauce. What else you want? What else you put in there, Tony Harper? What else we put in that concoction? Oh, my. I know I always hear Brock Miller talk about pickle juice. Good snap. Good punt. End over end. And it'll be out of bounds right around the 50. 2:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll step aside. Northview with the ball.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
So from the Northview 49 with 2:42 to go and a 2-point lead, here come the Knights. Kati back out there. He hands it off to Lee. Lee gets stacked up after about a 3-yard gain.
So it's been as advertised with Northview's offense tonight. A heavy dose of Kyle Kati and a heavy dose of Tyler Lee.
Yeah.
So far they're squeaking by, but Greencastle has done a pretty good job with them. A couple big bursts. You know, Kati had the 85-yard run, the 32-yard run, and Lee broke a big one, but it didn't go for a touchdown at the end of the half. So not bad if you're the Tiger Cubs, but you got to hold serve here.
Here comes Kati. Ooh, he gets stood up. He gets stood up at the 46, and he was upright. And thankfully for Northview, there wasn't a Tiger Cub to finish him. That ball could have come out if it would have been a big wallop right there.
Yeah, he was free for the taking there for a minute.
He was.
Yeah, you can see this wearing on some of these guys between the weather and the physicality of this game.
3rd down and 5.
Kati.
Hand off to Lee. Lee hitting the backfield, surging forward. Oh, he's going to be close, about a yard shy. About a yard shy, and you would think that,
Like Jackson Bias just nailed him in the backfield, but Lee bounced right off and ran away. Didn't quite get the first, though.
Ball down to the 40, we'll say what, 42, 43.
Got 4th and 1. Northview is going to go for it.
Yeah. Big down right here for the Knights. Give the lead. Lee's got the first with a surge. Great surge by the O-line of Northview. Boy, that's a big down right there, and that could take us to the end of the quarter.
This is how Northview likes to do it. Just running the clock, running the ball. They know that it's a bit of a struggle tonight, so they're going to put this in the hands of their 2 playmakers and just let them march it down the field.
First and 10 from the 38. And the quarter will expire. 23 Knights, 21 Tiger Cubs, 12 tough minutes remain after this timeout.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, we're getting ready to begin quarter number 4 here at the Northview as Greencastle trying to come back in this game. But I just want to take a moment, heavy hearts with a lot of individuals, and a dear friend of mine passed today, Richie Adderley. He's played basketball for Indiana State University, played with Eddie Bird, and was a dear friend, was served in the community, worked at Hamilton Center, worked at Terrell South in the basketball program, coached Sailor and others, and then coached the Lady Braves for a number of years, and went back to the Bahamas in 2019. A little ill and succumbed to some illness and transitioned into another life today, this morning, and just heart saddened. Prayers out to the Adderley family and all that knew him and loved him, a very revered and cherished individual, pillar of the community here in the Wabash Valley area for a number of years, and definitely sorely be missed. As boy, just a stunner today to hear of his passing. So just condolences to his family, and just boy, just makes you you gotta hug your loved ones, because you just never know. Went home from the hospital yesterday and passed away this morning. So just a heavy hearts in the Bahamas and here in the Wabash Valley for the passing of Richie Adderley. 23-21, the beginning of the fourth quarter, as I try to pick myself up but I just had to pass that along and just get that off my heart. Avery Perry going far side, looking for a block, has a nice little hole. Another first down for the Northview Knights, as this was a very promising drive that the Northview Knights have. This is their second drive. First one, a 10-play drive that went about 69 yards, and boy, another player down.
It's kind of surprising, as athletic as Perry is, that's only the second touch for him tonight.
Amazing, amazing. And we're going to step aside, quick injury timeout. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1. You are. You're #1 at York.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Well, we've got the injured players up, and we're at 1st and 10 from the Greencastle 24-yard line. As Tyler Lee running right side, cutting back over the middle. Getting down to around the 12. He'll have yet another first down. Nope, excuse me, second down. I thought they were going to give him a little more progress on what they did. Excuse me.
You feel like this is Coach Rage saying my guys are tougher than your guys.
Yeah.
And over the course of these 48 minutes, I'm going to prove that.
Yep.
And the way they're marching on them, appears to be right at the moment.
Ball security will be paramount. Depth important as well. Lee bounces outside. Gets the first down and more inside the 5. Got down to what, around the 3 maybe? Lamar Moore, another tackle for the Tiger Cubs. Caden Lewis coming off gingerly. Down to the 2. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Knights have to be able to punch this thing in here. 1st and goal from the 2 is like a 7-yard putt for Eagle. Ooh. Oh boy, stacked up in the backfield. Owen Huff in there on the tackle.
Well, that was a whale of a hit by Huff. The wake-up call to Tyler Lee. So I've got 45 offensive plays for Northview, and 38 of them have been runs by Kati early.
So, boy, it's a long break here before the play clock starts. I don't know exactly what's going on here.
Oh, I've got a penalty against Northview.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't see a flag anywhere.
Yep. Illegal procedure.
Oh, there. Yep. Did they ever throw one? Did they pick it up already?
See it.
So Northview will be backed up to the 6. So 4-yard penalty.
I think it was
a spot foul.
1, so it'd be 5.
And Lee in there again.
Lee on the carry. Brings up 3rd down.
Halftime score from Indianapolis Christmas Addicts. Addicts up 22-2 on the Patriots.
22-2.
Halftime score at South Vermilion, 14-7. Wildcats down a score against the Golden Arrows. Looking for their first win against Sullivan since, I believe, 2009. 3rd and 2. Stacked up in the line is a scrum. Short of the goal line. Do you go for it right here? Troy Wildine.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Boy, you would think with a 23-21 score, 4th and 1 on the 1-yard line, it'd be a lot more crowd energy.
Yeah, but it's just too hot tonight.
It's hot, and the stoppages have just sucked the air out of
You're
this
right. They've completely deflated this
it's unfortunate.
stadium. So.
And a timeout by Greencastle. It'll be their first timeout, 9:10 to go in the 4th. We'll be right back after these messages.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape. From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
Thank you, Indiana.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you're always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
You're watching high school football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, 4th and 1 at the goal line for the Knights. Hand off to Lee, and he strolls in. Huge hole opened up right side for Tyler Lee, and the Knights now have an 8-point advantage. This extra point is massive.
It really is. That's the 7th touchdown of the year now for Tyler Lee as he continues his hot start to the 2023 season.
How about that offensive line opening up a massive hole when you need it?
Yeah, they have owned this second half. Came out to prove a point, and they have. It's a big kick.
Luke Whitman. Oh,
no.
Rolled snap, and he gets rolled up. Still an 8-point advantage after the failed point after kick. We'll be right back after these messages on the Indiana Sports Network.
Today's vehicles often require additional procedures such as computer scans for even simple repairs. This ensures that your crash avoidance system and distance sensors are functioning properly.
At Honey Creek Collision, we invest in the latest equipment and technology and provide continuing education for our technicians to ensure a high quality and safe repair.
Honey Creek Collision is a second-generation, family-owned and operated business that you can trust.
So when your insurance company asks, tell them you're going to Honey Creek Collision.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
You're watching the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, sometimes they say that football is a numbers game, and the deeper team will kind of wear you down through 4 quarters, and that seems to be what's happening right now. However, Greencastle has shown the ability to strike in an instant. So this game, far from over.
Yeah, they're going to have to The offensive line's got to step up here because they've allowed the Northview defense to really get after Cole Stevens here lately, and they're getting to him so quick, Stevens can't even get to his underneath man. So
you got the still
cramping player on the field.
I think the Zimmerman, I think they're still working on, and we need to be able to get him off the field so we can get this thing. Not that it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, try to tend to him on the sideline so that we can get this game back underway.
Kind of feel like with this drive coming up, this is make or break for Greencastle, the way Northview's running the ball.
Yeah, the 2 long drives by Northview. That last drive, I had him for 11 plays. First drive of the half, I have him about 10 plays. I think I was asking you. As you see, Zimmerman gingerly trying to get off the field. These cramps are just eating everybody alive here.
Yeah, they've absolutely dominated the second half with the ground game.
Yep.
Who is Northview? Who do they play next week? At Sullivan.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
It should be a very good one. You know, Sullivan's going to do what they can to make Mr. Kati throw the ball in the air. That's the one thing that Greencastle has not been able to do this half, is make them pass the ball.
Yep.
0 for 0 in the second half. Kati passing the ball. He hasn't had to. Kickoff, fielded around the 19-yard line by Huff. Gets hit and dropped around the 30. 9 minutes straight up to go here in this contest.
Hey, you know, Coach Rates wants his teams to be physical. There's no bones about that.
Yes.
He's a power running team. He wants everybody to know that, but it's who can match up with him and put a stop to this run game. And so far, Terre Haute North certainly couldn't do it.
No.
And I'll hand it to Greencastle. They did for quite a while tonight, but Northview has taken control here, but Greencastle not out of it yet.
Very young but very serviceable quarterback. Has star power written all over. You can just see it with the maturation process as it takes hold. Looking to pass over the middle. Huff. Nope, not Huff. Excuse me. Who do we have?
Is that Williamson? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Monroe.
Monroe, excuse me. He's kind of shaking his leg as he gets up.
Number 8, Braden Monroe, brings up second down.
So Stevens comes out gunning. They get it out to the 39-yard line.
It's Monroe's third catch of the night. He was the leading receiver last week for Greencastle.
See if Northview can get some pressure. Stevens back to pass. Oh my, that was up for grabs. Kind of a tentative route. I don't know if that was on the receiver or the quarterback. Somebody didn't hit their spot.
Yeah, they were on 2 different pages there, seemed like.
Yep. I think Stevens wanted that to be a slant, and the Williamson was looking for that stop route. So, thankfully for Greencastle, they still have the ball. 3rd down and 2. Moore hit in the backfield and driven back. Going to be 4th down. Big decision right here for Coach Stevens.
Boy, if you don't get it, though.
Yep, I agree.
Almost handing Northview some points.
I agree. Under 8 minutes to go. He's going to trust his offense here. Northview has jumped off sides before tonight. Plenty of time on the play clock, down to 10. Getting the play, calling it out. Down to 4. Stevens back under pressure over the middle. Intercepted. Northview has it. Scampering down the sideline. Couldn't get him. Tyler Lee, 38-yard touchdown interception. Tyler Lee, Northview, 14-point lead.
It's the second turnover of the night, and who else but Tyler Lee picks it off 38 yards to the house. All but seals the deal here. That is his 8th touchdown of the year, but his first defensively, as now the duo of Lee and Kati both have an interception this year. Can't pin all of that on Stevens. That rush got there awfully quick, and he had to try to make something happen.
But when you throw the ball over the middle as many times as they have, you just knew at some point it was going to happen. Unfortunately, it happened for a pick and a 6.
See if they can get their act together on these extra points. They've kind of bungled the last 2 of them.
They have. Look like it's Austin Dupin, 5'10" sophomore, snapping the ball for the Knights.
Colton Bath, the holder, and the freshman Luke Whitman, the kicker.
Need to have this. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and the score is put on the board, 36-21. 7:21 remains in the game. We'll be right back.
If you are an athlete, a farmer, work in the factory, or just work in your own backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic, located in the Brazil Kroger Strip Mall. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
I'm all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at YorkAutomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
Braden Krieger to kick this thing off to the Tiger Cubs after the Knights take a 2-score lead. Nice punt. Kickoff as they go down inside the 10. Here comes Greencastle, spun around across the 30, down around the 33-yard line. And those are your, maybe some, I don't want to say growing pains, but maybe I will say that. It's a hotly contested game, great first half, and then the second half, North has been pretty dominant.
Yeah, they have. It's just it's a tough start to the season for Greencastle. The close one last week with Danville that they led most of the game. And they come in tonight, and I mean, they were ready for Northview.
They were.
They knew the game plan. They were putting a stop to it. Heck, they were leading the thing at halftime. And then we mentioned it earlier, the physicality in Northview caught up with them.
And Northview going to pin their ears back and play coverage. Going to have to defend a lot down the field, though, probably. And as Greencastle is in a situation where they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. I wouldn't give up on the run game. Throw some draws in there, to Moore.
Yeah, there's still a good bit of time left if you can get a couple big hitters here.
But Stevens, has he got maybe one completion in the second half? 1 or 2? Oh boy, just not right there where you won on that route. It was nicely contested by was that Krieger, I think, again, as he was looking for his man, I think Brennan.
Yeah, I've only got one completion in the second half.
Pressure coming. Here comes the screen to Moore. Moore stays on his feet after getting hit a couple of times, and it's going to be 4th and short. And I would expect that, once again, you probably go for it. As Moore is down and is trying to get up. Yep, he's up now. Trying to get off the field, battling that little cramp there.
So over 150 yards now for Stevens passing tonight.
Oh, play clock's down to 3. Call the timeout, son.
He didn't do it.
Nope. Did they get it?
Yep. No,
they get the penalty.
Yeah.
Golly. Got in no situation. Play clock was running down, but it seemed like the play came in awfully late. So the play's got to come in earlier than that. So I don't put that on Stevens. I hate to, point him out, but boy, that play, he can't be, at the line checking with 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Play's got to be in.
Yeah, that one's not on him.
Yeah.
It's the 5th penalty of the night on the Tiger Cubs. Now 4th and 10.
They will waive off the penalty.
Well, they declined it.
Yeah, Northview declined. That makes it 4th and 5. I don't know why you decline it.
I'm trying to figure that out too. I don't know.
I don't get it. Here comes the screen. Hey. Oh, he just threw that one up, and it's going to be out of bounds, and Northview will take advantage. Northview will have the ball after that 4th and 5. We'll be right back. 6:18 remains in the game.
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Cottee, a scramble.
Cottee on the keeper.
I do believe this is the first time Northview has started in Greencastle territory all night long, and looking for the kill shot right here.
Yeah, just more of the same. Cottee breaking to the left, and Greencastle's kind of lost their contain here in the second half, and now it's just going to be some stat padding time for Northview, as they do have Demarius McLawyer in there.
Good. I definitely agree with that. Let's get this young man some touches and save some legs on the lead, trying to get the outside.
Wrong way, son.
Oh my! He comes back near side. Can he get a block? Stays on his feet. What an electrifying run for the freshman, who really should have been hemmed on the far side of on the field.
Yeah, he ran backwards about 7 or 8 yards, and then somehow turned upfield, able to get the first down.
I thought Greencastle had him.
You've got those moves, don't you, Walt?
Not even close. Not even close.
Let's get him a touchdown.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Play clock down to 2. Demarius going left side. I'm telling you what, he's not just a scat back, folks. This young man is a tough runner.
He's got some strength.
He does, and he can take a pop. He can try to deliver a blow as well. So this is not, he comes in the game and you look at him, oh, he's going to get to the outside and just jitterbug around. No, he's following these big boys. He's going to try to follow a block and do his job. You got an offensive line like that?
Yeah.
Help you out. 2nd and 1 from the 5.
Gonna wind that clock down as much as you can.
That's right. Rates' teams do a great job of clock management typically. Hitting the hole, bouncing off. Got the first down, almost a touchdown.
Brings up third down.
Demarius McLaurin, you would expect that the next carry would be his as well.
Had 31 yards last week.
Yeah.
So a nice little contribution there. This so far.
Listed at 5'5", 145.
Sitting at about 27 yards on this evening.
Love to see him get in the end zone. Clock rolls down. Snapped at 1. Hole is there. Oh, he slips. He slips down at the 1. If he could have stayed upright just for another half a step, he could have surged into the end zone for the score, as the right side of the line opened up a little bit of a hole. But
get another crack
30,
at it.
yeah, and another 30 some odd seconds come off the clock.
Yeah, that works out for the better, probably.
It does.
So next week we talked about Northview at Sullivan. That ought to be a good one. And Greencastle will return home, and they will host West Vigo, who I know struggled last week.
Yeah.
Granted, they played at South Vermilion, but there it is.
And there it is, a touchdown for Demarius McLaurin, as he got the 1-yard touchdown scamper, and the Knights will be victorious in this game after 24 minutes of really tough football.
See him jumping up and down. That's the first touchdown of this freshman's career.
It won't be the last. It won't be the last.
So all the scoring once again on the ground for Northview. 2 from Kati. Tyler Lee added 1, and now McLaurin.
Snap, hold, and kick is good, but there's a flag on the play. We'll see what the infraction is. Hopefully it's something that we can wave off and move on. And I guess we're just going to put the point on the board, 43-21. We'll be right back for the culmination after this.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You are watching the Indiana Sports Network Game of the Week.
43-21, the Knights have opened this thing up. After the penalty, they'll kick this thing off from the Greencastle 45-yard line. And that one will sail into the end zone from Krieger. Last update from Terre Haute North, or about Terre Haute North. It's a 30-2 game. As we're in the second half there, and the Patriots. It's just, folks, it's going to be a long year on the north side.
Yeah, they've got just an absolute murderer's row of a schedule.
They do. They really do. They
of course,
really,
we will have
really do.
North in the battle for the bell here in a couple weeks.
Incidentally, the team that they play, Terre Haute South, they're going to play tomorrow, it looks like. They haven't started that game. Decision will be made at 10 p.m., which is like about 10 minutes from now. I would imagine they're not going to play, which means that they're going to have to load a bus, come back home, go back up tomorrow, and, play a football game, I guess, noon maybe. I don't know what time you play that.
It's got to be hard to get motivated for that. So.
Yeah, because you're not getting hotels.
Yeah.
This ain't college football. This is high school.
There's no money in the budget.
There's nothing in the coffers for that. So they're taking a bus ride. What'd I say? Where'd I say we're at? Let me look that up again. And it ain't close.
Say Floyd Central.
Floyd Central. That's way down south. Lord of mercy.
It's Floyd Snobs, right?
Oh man, that's got to be 2.5 hours. Oh, good grief. Oh, no.
Quick reminder, next week, games for you Friday and Saturday. We will have Terre Haute South Friday night hosting Bloomington North in a Conference Indiana matchup. And then Saturday, Park Heritage at South Vermilion. Is that 10, 11 o'clock in the morning? I was trying to remember what Tony had told me. But an 11 a.m. start in Clinton. It's during the Little Italy Festival, so do that and follow Walt down to the food trailers.
That's right, man.
Of course, then the week after that, September 8th, we'll have the Battle for the Bell right here on the Indiana Sports Network. Terre Haute South at Terre Haute North.
Anthony Adams on the carry brings up Postgame.
So, Walt, what are your impressions of Northview?
Well, first of all, Floyd's Knob is right about what I thought, about 2.5 hours. What time are they going to play tomorrow? Oh, my gosh, that's awful. But my impressions of which team you want to start with?
You switch gears, man. I can't keep up with you.
Oh, man. Who do you ask me about?
I asked about Northview.
Northview. I didn't know if you want me to start with Northview. I really like what I see. I like the fact that the second half they came out and they were dominant. The one thing is still the one thing, though, as we're going to call this timeout. We're going to keep it here.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room is the passing game. If you're going to beat the better teams, and Greencastle is one of those better teams. Now, they're they got some things to work with. They're going to have a fine season, I do believe. But Kati is going to have to be able to deliver the ball.
I think next week shows us a little bit.
Yeah.
Sullivan.
Yeah. The Golden Arrows are, that's going to be a very tough one.
They're for real.
They
Owen
are.
Valley here in a few weeks.
That's right. So we're going to find out pretty quickly about this passing game. If he can complete a couple of screens, a couple of slants, a couple of, out routes. Did you see any screens tonight?
Not at all. No.
We saw that out route that he completed. We saw a slant that he missed, a couple of outs that he missed. But not one screen. I'd love to see a couple of screens where the middle screen, left, right.
That's the thing. I mean, if he's not accurate with the down the field stuff, work in the shorter passing game.
Yes.
Some screens and crosses.
Yep.
He's 2 for 7 on the season. Yeah, you haven't really had to throw it.
Right.
But there's going to come a time when you do.
That's right.
And this is a team that got shelled pretty good in their sectional game last year. They're looking to improve, and there's got to be an answer for when somebody shuts down your running game.
Now, to put you on the spot, what are your thoughts of Greencastle?
I think the Western Indiana Conference, the Green Division, I think they're in trouble because Greencastle's getting better and better.
Yeah.
I think they're a pretty big threat this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose to
agree.
Danville, you lose to Northview. That's 2 pretty quality losses.
Right.
They hung in this one pretty well for a little more than a half, yeah. And, hung right with Danville last week. So they're pretty decent little football team. But you look at that conference, you got South Putt, Cloverdale, Brown County, North Putt, and West Vigo. I think they're one of the better teams.
I agree. South Putt, in a couple of weeks, they go to South Putt September 8th. That is going to be the game.
Yep.
Greencastle at South Putt. That'll be a really good test for Greencastle. What they do as a South Putt the last few years have been really good. You know, Chuck Sorrell been really solid down there at South Putt.
There's a lot to be excited about in Greencastle. I think next week you'll see these guys get in the win column finally.
I agree.
Get to feeling a little better about themselves, but nothing to hang your head about if you're a Tiger Cub.
Nope. And that'll be the final score, 43-21, as Greencastle got blanked in the second half, as Northview just took control of this game with their defense and their run game, as they come up with a big victory. The people are going to look at this and say, oh, yeah, Northview handled them. Boy, I tell you, Greencastle gave them all they wanted to handle. We're going to step aside for a quick break, come back and give you our final thoughts right back here on the Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Your All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an All-Pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one All-Pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are.
You're #1 at York.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
Well, Troy, it's unfortunate for Greencastle that they had to go to halftime because they had the Knights on the run a little bit, but then the second half, the Knights came out and started their dominance, a 43-21 home win over Greencastle.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid showing there. Physicality won the evening for sure. Northview played exactly the game they wanted to play. A little sloppier than they'd hoped, I'm sure, in the first half. I think they had a bit of a wake-up call in that first half, and, you know, that's what every team needs at some point in the season. But it's the Kati and Lee show once again, you know, both over 100. Kati goes for 177, as I have it, 2 more touchdowns. Lee scored a touchdown on offense and defense, and, you know, just more of the same from Northview. Coach Rates has them rolling 2-0 now, and they will start conference play next week. So see how that goes.
Against Sullivan, as you were mentioning there, is that'll be a major test. Greencastle gave Northview a big test tonight. Hats off to Coach Stevens and his boys, his staff, getting them to here ready. But it just maybe some attrition with cramping and then some numbers. The numbers game. Northview has a lot of numbers over there on their sideline and a lot of talent, and just dominant in that second half. Greencastle definitely has a lot to work with. I like. It's another team that I'm looking at. I'm like, boy, I like what this team's where they're headed.
Yeah, I think Cole Stevens is going to be really good. Obviously, Lamar Moore, I hope he has a really good season as a senior, because that guy, he's a talented player.
He could end up with 1,000 yards this season. I look
really
at their schedule,
fun to watch.
I think he will.
But the receiving crew those guys have,
yeah,
pretty impressive. So a lot to work with there. We wish them the best. We won't see them anymore on the Sports Network, but, you know, I think we'll be talking about them as the
I agree.
WIC Green Conference champs, maybe later on.
Maybe.
You had a good point. Between them and South Putt, that's the game right there.
That's the game in a couple of weeks, September 8th. That'll be a big one. Want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, A+ Printing, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Great Dane, Hamilton Center, Hunting Creek Collision, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic in York Automotive. I want to thank Kanan Harper, Jared Combs, and Noah Gasno for taking care of our camera operator duty tonight, our director, producer, Mr. Tony Harper. For my partner, Troy Wilzine and Walter Gordon, thanks, Troy, for carrying me tonight and getting me through this game. Keep me on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week 2 times. Friday night at Terrell South is the Panthers of Bloomington North come calling the big Conference Indiana showdown right there. And then on Saturday morning, Park Heritage at South Vermilion with concessions at the Little Italy Festival to follow. I'm Walter Gordon saying thanks for watching a special broadcast from the Indiana Sports Network.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.